harmonizing.
It was very far from harmonizing.
I don't know. I think it was pretty spot on.
You guys are live.
Oh.
See it up there.
Merry Chrysler, y'all. Are we like live?
You live.
Oh,
Hey,
welcome.
Welcome to Unwanted Opinions, broadcasting live here out of the Workspace Collective, downtown Ocala. I'm your co-host, Justin, joined here with co-host
Magic Matt.
Matt Fischer.
Yes, that's my name.
Executive producer, Dave Miller. Well, there he is. And today's fact checker and special guest is none other than Will Lewis.
Yeah,
Thank you, guys.
double dose.
Morning, Will.
Cool.
Jesse's absent today. Planned absence. So,
I was excited to see him.
planned
A
as
little disappointed.
12 hours ago, planned absence.
Like
So you're filling in for both, which is kind of exciting.
you just talk all the trash you want about him, and he can't like give you any
He's not
rebuttals,
here. Yeah.
except for the comments. We just delete those. So you're good.
Just wipe the board.
So I'm going to start off today with a happy birthday to Justin Miller, one of our good buddies.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Justin.
Yeah, and happy birthday to Joey Fisher.
Yeah, he's not on Facebook, but
Nope, he's not. And he doesn't listen. He probably doesn't even know what
well,
I'm
I can tell him later.
He's like, I've heard you enough in life, Matt.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
want
he
to
says
hear
it about
more.
you.
Well, I
Yeah,
get
he says
that
it about
too.
you. He's just like that, Justin. It's
I was thinking
That's
about
too
that.
much.
I was thinking about that the other day. For those of you that don't know, Matt and I have known each other since sixth grade, and I had just like the year prior.
Is this the story I think it is?
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay.
Well, I mean, there's one of like a million we could pick from. Anyway, I didn't want to go to your house because you had a big brother, and for whatever reason, I had like a bad string of luck with big brothers. Like they always wanted to fight me. So
It was you also because like he skateboarded,
yeah, oh yeah,
and that was like a thing. It was like the skateboarding older brother.
Yeah.
Like it's like you were thinking you were like living in a Disney movie.
So no, So Alex Tabone, right? That's his last name, Tabone. In 5th or 4th grade, I can't remember which it was.
It's unfortunate.
I go over to his house. I get in a fight with his brother. His brother gets his friends, and they all come over. And I literally had to because I was a pretty agile kid. I jumped up and climbed onto the roof of the house, and I stayed there until my sister came to pick me up.
That is 100%
Because I was like,
a
"There's
young you thing.
6 of you, right? I'm good with like 1 or 2, maybe.
So I was thinking Ferris Bueller, and then you just went a different.
No. They definitely, whatever.
You got treed, but a roof.
Yeah, I definitely did. I definitely ran up a roof. I get there, and my sister's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Just keep the car running. Like, we gotta go." But yeah, I don't know. It was just one of those I just had a bad luck with big brothers, and then it turns out he was awesome.
I don't even remember like that the first time you came over, but I do remember when you tell me that. I will also, now that we're talking about 6th grade stories, I remember it was Cardi C was the one that introduced you to me, and we were sitting on the bleachers at Howard, and I remember him coming up and he's like, "Guys, this is Justin. He's pretty cool, so he can hang with us."
Don't worry.
And it was like
pretty cool. Yeah.
That was like it was one of those things that I think back now because you meet a middle school kid now and I don't know, they're just not mature. Yeah, they're terrible.
Yeah.
And so I think back to that instant and I'm like, what the hell were we thinking? Like he's cool, he can hang with us. It's like we were a bunch of friggin' dorks. Where did we get off acting like that?
Street cred, anything.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
What's funny is
We were like 10.
I knew Cardi for like 2 years, from like the middle of 1st grade to the middle of 3rd grade. That was it. And then it was like, "Hey, I know you." When we got into 6th grade, and that was my street cred there. Like, no, he jumped off the swings pretty high at the Church of the Nazarene.
He might have said that. Actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
5 feet.
yeah,
you had to get vouched for.
yeah, yeah. Which
No
thankfully,
blood out though.
I went. Yeah, no blood. Well, yeah, not for us.
We're gonna talk about that on air.
Yeah,
Everyone was underage. So.
I don't know. Yeah, the statute of limitations. So, but yeah, I went to middle school and I didn't know a single soul because I went to South Ocala, and literally, I don't think a single person from South Ocala ended up going to Howard.
Well, that was like me when I went to Forest after Howard. Like everyone from Howard went to Vanguard. Like there was that small couple, the ones that went to Forest from Howard.
No,
all
Jason Whitty went, Scott went. Like,
most of them went to EMIT, which was like separate.
yeah.
So there was like a very small percentage. But yeah,
I thought that I knew no one going into Vanguard, but then I look back and I'm like, no, I went with plenty of people from. I guess I just didn't have like none of my like close friends.
Yeah.
Went, it was you, Kevin Lancaster, Jason Whitty. You guys went to Forest, and I don't know who else did we.
Fabulous Four.
Steve Simmons went to North Marion. So
Cow Patty High.
Brandon,
Still
I
call
think.
it that.
Well, Brandon Newman's went to Forest, but I mean, I think probably him and I were closer than you and him were. Anyway, I don't know.
I digress.
Went on a really long rant about middle school friends that probably
I'm
most of you
surprised you
don't
didn't do a
Going
long
down
story
Tinker
short.
Road.
Yeah,
Yeah, you hear that long story short.
I got caught up in the memories there. It happens.
It's
It's
Christmas
that time
Eve.
of year. Exactly.
It is. It is.
You're supposed to get caught up in that stuff. So we got a couple of notes up on the board. You have Christmas traditions.
Christmas traditions. Yeah, I was just wondering if you guys have any Christmas traditions.
Are you guys
Old
a
or
glass
new?
pickle family or nah?
We have one.
Yeah.
But like I don't think we operate it like it's supposed to be.
Wait, what?
Glass pickle ornament, you never heard that?
You're not German at all?
Not a little bit, but it was on my grandmother's side.
Oh, okay.
So,
So I think it's a German
we're mostly
tradition.
potato loving.
Yeah,
on
okay.
our side.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, that was I think back from when you would decorate the tree on like Christmas Eve, and like the
Right.
kids would wake up on Christmas morning and see, which is crazy to me. I'm like, you go through all that effort at Christmas Eve in the actual evening when all the kids are asleep, like just so they can see it.
Oh, so
from
that's
one
a
day.
tradition for more, because that's what my maternal grandparents would do.
Like that's
Is my-
OG.
yeah,
like,
my-
like that's what they would do, and then when they would decorate it that night, they would put the ornament in there, and then
Yeah.
the kids would try and find it the next morning.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my mom and her siblings would literally wake up and the tree would be there with wrap presents underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's just like, oh, it's November 1st. Let's put our Christmas tree up.
That is
But like
me.
I get it. It's a lot of work.
Well, and I realized too, here's what happens, is I get so stressed out these last like 2 weeks.
Imagine putting a tree up on Christmas Eve.
Fuck, yeah, no.
Yeah, hard pass.
No, that's not even what I mean. But I get so stressed out these last 2 weeks, like leading up to Christmas, that I don't enjoy the season very much at all. So I'm like, well, no, I'm going to start earlier. I'm going to enjoy it, get in that mood, so that I'm not also like rushing to get it done, stressed about that, upset, like, oh, why are we even doing this anyway? Like, I feel better doing it this way. Actually, I posted yesterday
I saw that. Yeah,
a clip from like two
I
or
was
3 years
grumpy.
ago. Yeah,
I was not in the Christmas spirit.
Matt Krampus.
Yeah, very very much Matt Krampus.
But I posted that where it was like the 23rd of December, and we're both like, no, we're not in the seasonal mood at all.
yeah,
And so it's just the stress gets to you, and I like to like romanticize, like, it didn't used to be this way. I'm like, well, I didn't used to be an adult parent,
well,
like,
when you were a kid, you didn't have to do
That definitely
anything.
has to notch it up.
yeah. So luckily we got done mostly early. Justin Miller still has hopefully a gift coming in today for one of my kids, but everything else was done fairly early.
He was clutch this year.
Yeah, for sure.
I was to the wire. I got my niece's last gift yesterday, so I was watching
Yeah.
that tracking.
That's-
Where did you have?
3.5
Did you go
weeks.
to an actual store?
No, that was China Online.
Oh wow! Oh, so you were
It was
really
a small distributor or something, and I'm helping,
Yeah.
little mom and pop place out in Virginia or something, and it's from Unwanted or wherever it was.
Yeah.
But like
It got there,
those
so.
those shippings can be like.
Oh, it said 5 to 35 days. I was like, sounds international, yeah. And I got a
Wow.
little thank you email,
Yeah,
I was
no,
like,
I
thanks
love-
for supporting our small business. Meanwhile, it's like mega factory going on.
5 to 35 days. I love that.
Yeah,
You might
yeah.
get it.
It's like, is that the shipping version of the cable guy? I guess.
Yeah, right. No, that's what it's
8
going to
a.m.
go
to
to now
7
is
p.m.
you might get your package
Right.
at some point.
Well, then it might get stolen in between. Who knows?
I have one neighbor, and they're like in the next neighborhood over, where they have like the same house number and the same street, but like ours is like 13th place. Theirs is like 11th Street or something with the house numbers. So it's real similar. And the mailman delivers their stuff to my house all the time. So much so that it's like I know where they live, and like at one point we get a knock on the door one night. I'm like, who the hell's who's coming to my house in person? And it's like them. They're like, hey, thanks for delivering all of our packages to us. Like, here's a gift card. Like, it was like the sweetest thing.
That's awesome.
But just recently, I come home and I had a stack of things on my porch. One of them was C-Max Gorillas in the mixtape like notification, like fake cassette. And then there was like a handwritten note, and it was like from them, and they're like, I said my package is delivered, but it's not at our house, and I see packages on your porch, but I'm not going to touch your stuff because that's going to look really bad. But if it is mine, can you just call me? And it 100% was theirs, and so the guy's cool. He's like, yeah, I'll be over in like 30 seconds.
That's awesome.
So we have like that thing going. It's like I haven't had any porch pirates, luckily. I just get my neighbor's package, and we just have this agreement of like, I deliver the stuff. And it's funny because they don't get my stuff.
Doesn't
Like
sound
I
funny.
only get theirs. Huh?
It doesn't sound funny.
Well,
Yeah, I the closest I had to that was I had an open package on my porch, and I was like, what the heck? And my neighbor had a little handwritten note. He's like, sorry, man, I get a lot of Amazon packages, so I just opened it. I didn't realize it was yours. Like, that's fine. And honestly,
so he went onto your porch, opened your package because he thought it was his.
No. It got delivered to his house. I guess I should have made that more clear. Yeah.
You lost me too.
Yeah. He got my package. He just, because I do see the Amazon truck that when Mike Dillingham worked for UPS.
Yeah.
I would all the time. He's over at my neighbor's house. They literally get like 15 packages a day. I don't get it. It's just the two of them. Like, I don't know what you're getting delivered that often.
Don't go to any store period anymore.
I guess.
Probably not.
Like, I don't know. I mean, I understand it to a degree, but I don't even know what essentials do you need that many times a day, every day. Like, it sounds like you just have like a shopping addiction.
Bingo.
So
That's
Great interest rate.
yeah, exactly.
They get
The
that
more you buy,
dopamine
the
rush
more
for
you save.
that package that they come home to every single day.
But you lose that high anyway.
Well, of course, it's like
was-
any addiction. Like they're gonna stop feeling good about their Amazon package.
My sister texted me yesterday. She was like, hey, what email works best for you? So I sent it to her, and she shot me a text back and said, you've got mail. And I was like, man, remember when you were excited to get email, and now I hate every single email ever?
I just mass delete some. Like I just did that the other day. I was just like, I haven't read these. They're probably not important.
How many of a commercial or
So,
advertising?
well,
Yeah, and that's all it was though.
Right.
you get so much of that, and yesterday especially, or these last few days, I'm getting all these like bulk emails from companies that we use that are literally just like, hey, we just want to let you know, Merry Christmas. And I'm like,
You didn't have to do this.
Don't send me a bulk email that I just now, like, that's, I don't feel special at all. You've just angered me that you've wasted my time. Not only have you not provided me any kind of discount or anything like that, it's just another email I have to delete that's not personalized at all, or it's like very obviously automated. Like, no, I don't want that. Like, so if you're a company out there that's doing that, like, hey guys, let's send a New Year's no, just don't.
Banks are the worst. Like someone made that meme. And they're like, banks will email you and be like, hey, we got a message for you, and then you go like log in, and they're like, we're your bank.
What's up?
And it's like when I saw that, I was like, that's most of my emails are
What's
from the
up?
banks.
Right, yeah, when I get that, I legitimately do get those emails, and I'll log into the message center, and it's like, what's up? Like, if you want to do something, let us know. Like,
Still here.
yeah.
They're like,
You want
hey,
refinance or,
times are crazy. We're here for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
For what?
I hate that.
To make money off me?
Luckily, I've started to see a change. It's not the whole, like, we're all in the same boat nonsense. It's like, we're all in the same storm.
Some of us are in
we're all
spaceships.
struggling. Yeah.
Like,
some of us are not even on this planet. Yeah.
like that guy's like floating in a box. That guy's in a spaceship.
Yeah, we're on the same hologram here, guys.
Yeah.
Luckily, that's changed. But yeah, I'm tired of all that. I don't know.
I get excited when I see packages at my doorstep, knowing damn well I didn't order anything, and I'm like, are these for me? And I don't know why I do that to myself.
Because you know that they're not.
But it's just like I still get that excitement, but I'm like, maybe I did order something, I just forgot about it, but it hasn't happened yet.
Oh, I definitely am
I just tricked myself.
Buy
It's
it
just
and
like
forget about it.
I know it's my wife's.
Yeah.
I've done that a few times in the middle of the night after
Yeah.
work.
Yeah. Now, I've only done that
You're
once.
the worst about it.
Well, it's just because I'm not like a habitual, like, where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at?
Then how do you know it's on its way? If you don't compulsively check the tracking every 30 minutes, how do you know it's even still coming within the 5 to 35 day window?
There's only one thing that recently I was like, you know what? Let me check on that. And I was like, oh, that showed it was in Ocala like 2 weeks ago, and then went back out to Kentucky and then Illinois. And
I saw that one time where I went to Orlando, then to Atlanta, and then somewhere else, and then back to Ocala.
yeah, it's happened to me a handful of times, but this one in particular, it's one of the very few that I'm like, you know, I haven't seen anything about that in a while.
Let's go 3 states, boy.
Yeah. Well, this one, it was like label was unable to be read, had to be repackaged or something like that.
So they got to send it back to like Charleston, South Carolina to be repackaged.
I guess.
That's a repackaging facility.
Yeah, it just went to the wrong place. Like, oh, it's just one number off. Ugh. Speaking of which, I got grumpy delivery up there. I walk up, and there's a FedEx truck at our warehouse bay, and I was like, hey, man, how's it going? I hadn't seen this guy before. And he just kind of was like, I was like, okay. And, like, I was just like, oh, somebody's grumpy. Like, no, you're going to be rude to me. And then I come around the corner, and he's back in his truck, and he's just, like, throwing boxes off and rearranging. And I'm just
you're
loudly,
inconveniencing him.
Yeah, I'm just loudly talking to the guys out back. I'm like, what's this guy's deal? And they're like, oh, that's actually the route manager, and he had, like, 3 people call out today. And this is the truck from yesterday. And he's, yeah.
I've grossly misunderstood this message or that note on the board then.
This is one of the few times where I, like, actually felt kind of bad, where I was like, because I was being, like, moderately aggressive about my tone. And,
surprise.
Yeah, I know.
Big surprise.
Volume. Yeah, okay. You know what? I get it.
Big surprise.
There's a trend. I get it.
You, like, bowed up to him, too,
I did
probably.
not bow. I don't bow.
What's your deal, bro?
Yeah.
Do you know who I am?
Yeah.
And the guy's, like, muttering under his breath. He's like, God, they told me about him.
Justin T. MacDonald.
There it is. There's that guy.
I knew it was going to happen.
Speaking of which, again, I wasn't the aggressor in this situation.
I find that hard to believe.
No, I'm driving through Publix, and this lady's just looking the other way, you know, chatting on her phone, and walks straight out into the, like, she just pops out.
It seems like no one looks left anymore.
Right.
No, they don't.
Go.
And so I slam on the
Almost
brakes.
every parking lot lately, it seems like.
Yeah, I don't. And Publix, right? Here's the thing.
Churchill?
No, this was out on 27.
Oh, okay.
So here's the thing. You got to know when you go to Publix, it's not like Walmart. Walmart, you can just fly past the entrance, like, get out the way. Yeah. But at Publix, there's this, like, unwritten
You step in
rule.
front of my car at Walmart, you're getting hit.
Shopping's a pleasure.
Right. Shopping's a pleasure. It's this unwritten rule that, like, you got to give up all, like, pedestrian has the right of way no matter what. Yeah. In the front of the store. In the aisles, like, that's a different story. So she pops out. I slam on the brakes. I'm annoyed, but I'm not, like, mad or anything like that. Right. And my windows, I almost always have my windows down. And she just starts screaming at me, "You almost hit me!" And I'm like, I certainly did, because you walked out of like a line of cars without looking. Like, how little of accountability are you willing to take? That, like, I mean, she's just screaming, and I thought she was about to hit my hood, and I'm like, lady, don't hit my hood,
because then you are going to get hit.
I mean, I'm not going to say that, but.
Well, we knew what you meant. Like,
right.
There's so many people have dash cams now.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you have proof of it, and you're like, look, I was following all the rules of the road, and they didn't look, and they walked in front of me, they deserve to get hit. Like, I wonder if, like, you can, like, go, like, if, and actually defend yourself.
Well,
with
they
that.
had
be
a
like,
guy
no,
on
not my
440
fault. Like, they wanted that.
A trucker on 441
They asked for it.
It was the same thing. Like, he's under investigation. Unfortunately, obviously, the trucker had a dash cam, and someone else on the other side of the road had a dash cam, so they could see this guy. Because I don't know if the truck's dash cam could pick it up, completely, but like, oh, this guy literally like jumped out in front of the truck.
Yeah,
and it's like, imagine you didn't have that, and they're like, hey.
Well, think about how many people that's happened to in history, where you're like, no, I swear, I wasn't sleeping. Yeah. They jumped out for that. Like, yeah, right. And now people have proof, and like dash cams are just becoming even more prevalent, even cheaper. And
have you done the rabbit hole, the Russian?
Oh yeah,
yes.
Well, like the guy gets hit on the motorcycle and just lands on the roof.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot of them when that giant meteor came and like actually landed. Right. There was most of the footage that I saw was dash cam footage.
Yeah.
Because all the people were huge in the sky. It was
because you got to have dash cam in Russia too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Somewhere they go 95 through 30 in the square.
It makes me want to go to Russia, like low key.
I really want to go to Russia.
That's like the ultimate people watching. I feel.
Yes.
Like internationally. Yeah.
Yes. Like I need to go to New York first because like those people seem crazy enough.
The first time I ever went to New York City, we were 5 lanes deep in a 3-lane highway. I just could not believe it.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on here? Right, yeah.
It's paved. I can drive here.
Right.
So my tinfoil hat side of me is like, we're being pressured into, surveilling on ourselves. because we're all putting dash cams in, and all new cars are coming equipped with recording devices, and I'm like, no, resist the urge, but also I don't want to be convicted of hitting
vehicular
someone.
manslaughter because some idiot jumps out in front of you in the Publix parking lot.
Yourself by not protecting yourself.
Yeah, I know. It's such a weird concept. I hate it.
I think that's been gone for a while, though. Now, honestly.
Yeah,
As far as
the protect yourself by.
Well, they've known forever.
Yeah, and I think that surveillance. You mean?
Right.
Yeah, and I think that I go through this often where I'm like, do I want to fight it? And we talk about it on social media too. Do I want to fight the inevitable, or do I want to be prepared and ready for what we're going to live in anyway? So, do I want to get dash cams or not? I don't know.
But there's got to be a line in the sand eventually where we figure that part out.
I mean, more and more we're having wearable technology that's got,
I did not read the article, but I just saw.
The Ray-Bans have cameras.
I would say I read this headline where they've I can't remember what university it is, developed some kind of battery that's flexible that they can weave into fabrics and stuff like that. And so it's you're gonna get to that now where it's not this is an actual hard battery pack, but you're going to start having more portable power sources that you can, and it's going to
LED in clothing now and all that. Does that make sense?
But I was just thinking about wow, if you could have these, sensors.
Phone stays charged.
No, to see if people are touching you or
we already have those.
What?
Your body lets you know when people.
Oh my gosh!
Nerves.
Dendrites,
buddy.
Don't make me go down into the.
He said to let people know if they're touching you.
We should have had that as a spelling word.
Dendrites.
Dendrites.
Mike Miller
androids.
asked if I borrowed your tinfoil hat.
I need to know what that is.
Dandruff.
Dendrites. It's part of the nerve.
I was not expecting you to come on the show, Will, and talk about
Come on, man. Are you
stuff
stupid?
about nerves.
It's damn frights.
The idiot is all a ruse.
I don't think anyone thinks you're an idiot. But we know that game. You play the
That's
clown.
the best game.
Mike Miller asked if I borrowed your tinfoil hat. And Mike, I guess you're not aware of that. I don't talk about conspiracies because if I do,
Yeah.
I'll be off the rails. So that's why I just hold it all in.
I'm going to have to make a tinfoil hat one day and just
Let
bring
the
it
blood
in.
pressure take care of it.
Yeah.
We tried one conspiracy theory episode that never got aired.
Yeah.
It was after hours. We just ended up getting drunk. We yelled at each
I was
other.
going to say, was that just a drunken rambling?
Well, it was two other guys that had another radio show, and we've probably talked about this, but we brought beer and we were drinking, we were yelling at each other, and they kind of just sat there like this.
To be fair,
terrified.
we did tell them we can't touch on these hot topics, and then we touched on them. And then,
I think if we immediately just dove into those.
head first.
Immediately threw their out the window.
We weren't telling them, we were trying to tell ourselves.
Right.
But it didn't work. It didn't work. So on that note, did you guys hear that they were trying to start up the first octopus farm in Spain? That's a problem.
For what? See, I have a weird... I think we've probably talked about this too. Octopus are just too smart for me to feel comfortable.
Bingo. Octopus...
Very intelligent.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is they're super intelligent. They're honorary invertebrates. If they have to perform... in some countries, if they have to do surgery and experimentation on octopus, they actually anesthetize them.
Right.
They are the smartest invertebrate, and many people have said, hey, if all the land, we go to nuclear winter and everyone dies on Earth, they're octopus are obviously going to take over.
Yeah.
If mammals are gone, these are the next things to come up.
Cthulhu right there.
Yeah, and so they're talking, they've never been able to farm them before, just because of how they eat and how they live. It's just too hard, but they've gotten to a point where they might be able to commercially farm them, and so many people are don't do it's basically almost the equivalent of being hey, we're gonna start farming dolphins, not mahi, but actual flipper dolphins. So yeah, people are kind of up in arms on it. I think it's a terrible idea. I'm something that smart, I can look past a cow. I'm cows are cute, but cows are dumb. I'll continue to eat a cow, but an octopus, I'm if you can catch them in the wild, good for you, but don't farm that thing.
The thing is we're just not used to it anyway, so it's let's just not enter anything new into what we're doing. Let's just stick with the smart. Pigs are pretty dang smart too.
I turn a blind eye to that.
Yeah,
I do, because I love pork, and it's just you're right. I hate that you reminded me of that. I choose to stick my head in the sand on that.
Right. Spider pig.
The lambs. Well, remember the lamb?
Oh no, yeah, lobster.
Yeah,
lobster too.
Lobsters are dumb.
Well,
They were good for that. They made you feel bad about it.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't got like good feelings about like the octopus. Like they use tools.
Right?
Yeah.
No, I've seen footage of that.
Yeah, I mean it's like there's only a couple animals that like use tools,
Yeah.
and so it's
And
like
they
you
have a
use
great
tools.
social network, too, don't
Yeah.
they?
What's an animal that we don't eat that you would eat though?
Manatees.
Yeah, I would try manatee.
Armadillo.
If they
I'd
weren't
eat
endangered, a manatee's
Maybe
got to
koala.
be good.
100%, I would eat cat, and I would.
I feel like all that
You know,
The
people
farm
eating
cats
cat
are
and they
not
say they're
eating.
disgusting.
Yeah, that's what a cat person would say.
The dogs are just as gross. They're like too
I'm
like
definitely a dog.
yeah. I haven't heard anything good about dog or cat. I've
was fine.
seen dog.
Yeah. When I was
Served up.
stationed in Korea, it's called Kegolgi, and it's a special breed. And
Right.
They farm it.
Yeah.
And it was just like fried chunks of meat.
Yeah.
So it tasted fine.
So we had. See, I would struggle. I would struggle with that one. But a cat, I just eat right away.
I've had a
wouldn't-
horse in Europe. And
I would eat horse.
Yeah. See, the thing is,
I heard it's smelly.
I'm not a.
the McDonald's will serve a horse, like in Spain.
Yeah, I would do it. I think I'm not a
I
horse
caught it reading,
person.
I'm like, that says horse.
But we're just so not used to it that I would like. It's still weird
Yeah.
to me.
So oddly enough, I was on a website last night about exotic meat, and you can buy zebra meat.
I'd eat a zebra.
$99 a pound.
Oh,
For
never
zebra
mind.
meat. Yeah.
Wow.
Burger Thursday.
Yeah.
Right.
To zebra.
But
we've
back
already
to the
had-
manatees.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sea cows. Like, look at them. They have to be
if
delicious.
one were accidentally killed,
Yeah, I'd eat it.
Serpenter.
Don't want to waste it, though.
Is it
Yeah.
seafood or is it steak?
well, no, because they're mammals. So,
But they live in the water.
Manatee boots can fetch a nice.
I'm not saying who it was, but someone I know had humanely, what do you call that? Hunted minke whale.
Oh,
Which was, and they said it was like one of the best cuts of like
Yeah.
steak that they've had.
yeah,
So, because it's a mammal still.
Right.
yeah.
So-
That's why I was thinking it's got to be good.
Yeah. I'm sure someone, in the Ocala area knows what manatee tastes like.
For sure.
You know they ate it back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh, for
I
sure.
was like, I saw someone that I know that I also will not be named.
You know a lot of questionable people. It sounds like.
Yeah, I do. So they posted the
Another
like,
life we don't know about.
yeah, they're like, hey, look at this gator they got on my property, and I was like, oh, that's weird that they posted about a gator because I would assume that they would eat it. And then I went back on their page and it was deleted, and I was like, hey, did you delete that picture?
What picture?
Yeah, and he was like,
Yeah, we ate it.
or he or she was like, yeah, I realized because I was going to do this, and it was the gator on the ground.
Yeah.
like,
So I thought about that. Like, if you hit a deer on the side of the road and it dies, like, can you just like field dress it on the side of the road and like take that venison home with you?
I don't really know.
Then again, I think if you hit
I
it, you
think I've
probably
looked it up.
ruptured
I
all of its
There might be
organs.
some exceptions where you're okay. doing that.
But I just thought about that. Like, I
think I've looked it
can't
up
imagine
before.
a lot of its innards are intact after being hit by
No,
a
all
car.
that adrenaline would ruin the meat.
Yeah. Maybe that's why they don't do it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I was just trying to like make lemonade out of lemons.
So
like your
peacefully
car's
with
messed
a
up, but
boulder
you get some
now.
back strap.
Right. I remember my brother-in-law was like, yeah, I got a 30-06 now. It was years ago. And I was like, why? And he's like, well, I was driving home and a deer smashed up my car, so I'm going to go get my money back. He's just like picked up hunting out of revenge.
That's like the best way to go about hunting, though. And my
Equalizer.
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
I can respect that.
Yeah, I guess this is what we're doing.
Like, what
now.
deer ever do to you? And you're like, actually,
Yeah.
Isn't that the best?
$4,000 bill at the auto body shop.
Yeah. So houseplants. I'm sure you all know someone if you are not someone that is like really into houseplants now.
It became a fad.
Yeah, it
I'll
has.
say it.
Well, post-lockdown sensation.
Yeah, absolutely. It really is post-lockdown. So this and here's the thing. Well, let me first get into it. First of all, plants of TikTok, that hashtag specifically, is now up to 4.3 billion views.
How are plants making TikToks?
Listen.
I don't get it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, 4.3 billion views. And sales have shot up 19%, or prices have shot up 19% because sales have shot up so much. And what's funny is like now plant owners are turning into like the latest like gatekeepers because like, everyone wants to think that they're the ones that did it first. And now they're like trying to like, there's all these groups on Facebook and it's like, guys, you shouldn't go overboard on plant purchasing because then it drives up the prices. And it's like, you have 143 houseplants. Like, you cannot talk. You can't say now.
Yeah.
Now you're not allowed to because my plant prices are going up. Like, it's just so funny that this is one of those things that's like become.
Are you surprised though?
I like plants inside, so I'm not too surprised. But when you get that many, they can be hard to take care of.
Yeah.
Like, it's just another task, and that's the only thing that bugs me. Is
You gotta
like,
water them.
That's a lot.
yeah, it sounds. I mean, it
Sounds a couple
sounds silly,
orchids in the kitchen where you put an ice cube on them once a week.
right? Dang, that's a good move.
They don't get cold. Are you sure?
You don't put it. You put it in the dirt, dude.
Oh, okay.
Put it in the dirt, dude.
I'm just trying to get the facts so I
freeze
can
it
go
and then put it
home
back
and then like can do that
just one ice
that
cube
trick
inside.
myself. So, I have some houseplants.
Let me straighten that up a little bit.
Oh wow.
Do
Put
the
your hood
alfalfa
back on.
today?
Yeah, a little fluffy.
Put your hood
today.
back on.
Uh,
Do you have houseplants?
yeah.
Yeah,
I've been
What
to
are they
houseplants.
called?
Plants, house plants.
Okay.
Just told you that.
I like a
Stupid
good
or something?
succulent. You can just ignore it. You know.
Dude, I bought a cactus because I thought that, and then I just ended up killing the
killed the
cactus.
cactus.
Yeah, don't judge me like
I'm
that.
not.
I saw it in your face, Will.
It's the bone structure. It's
the
not
bone
necessarily.
Yeah, yeah. It was one of those really cute pink cactus cacti. Yeah, it was like bright pink. You ever seen them?
No. The flower's pink?
No, the cactus is
The
pink.
top, like it's green, and
Like
then the
yeah,
bulb, and it's
yeah, it's like a pink green. It's a pink bulb on top of like a little green stem.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a little sphere.
Yeah,
they
I
look
like it.
awesome. Kilt one. I think I overwatered it though.
I had this succulent that I had for years, and we had like a project in middle school, and they're like, "Oh, you got to bring a plant in." I was like, "Cool, I already got one. I'm good to go." Well, it looks kind of like an aloe plant, and so you had like the inside plants and outside plants, and they kept bringing it inside and watering the crap out of it, and they ended up killing it by overwatering it. And I'm like, "What? You guys stupid or something?"
I had to get rid of my pitcher plant because it was worked too good at like catching bugs and then like breaking them down, and then it just was like a nasty, smelly like plant of death. Because it was like the big pitcher plant, and it was on our porch when we lived in the historic district, and so there was no absence of bugs there.
That's the one where it's like,
Yeah, it's like a pitcher, and it's got like this acid that like kills and breaks down. And one of the pitchers had like 5 roaches in it. And I'm like, I gotta get rid of this thing. Like, this is just gross now, dude. It did its job though. I mean, it was just catching everything. I was like, I don't like knowing that there's that many bugs around here. Moving on.
was
from
outside.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was hanging on the patio.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I was inside my kitchen.
Well, slightly concerned there for a minute.
Yeah. I had
we're
Venus
talking about
flytraps in
houseplants,
there. So I had the Venus.
You had Venus flytraps in that?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, we had. I think I talked about it. My idiot kids threw like food trash away in our Florida room. That's like I didn't even know there was a trash can in there. So we bought those little fruit fly traps, and thankfully they worked.
You got rid of them?
Yeah, but I'm like, good gravy, man! What a nightmare that was.
You want ants? That's how you get ants.
I would have preferred ants, honestly.
I hate that.
Yeah. What do you got there? Radioactive?
5, yeah. So in the Netherlands, like the officials are having to step in because companies are making wearable anti-5G pendants.
Nice.
That yeah to
tinfoil.
oh yeah. So like
It's like sending the.
but they're
lion
making
in
but
to
they
catch
apparently
the-
have nuclear reactive material in the pendants, and so like their commission on like nuclear reactive material is like, and the government's having to step in and like say, hey, you can't sell these because if someone's wearing this radioactive pendant on their neck to prevent them from
Getting radioactive.
getting 5G, like they could end up with cancer.
Right.
So it's just like, yeah, it's just like snake oil has evolved. You know, I remember like learning about the Wild West and being like, why would anyone ever buy like these tonics from the guy who like comes up in his cart and buggy?
The
He's
old
like,
timey Jippo.
yeah, and they got all of these little bottles of like cure-alls, and I'm like, that's crazy. People were dumb back then. I can't believe they fall for it. And then you just get online and you're like, oh, people are buying radioactive
They get the
5G.
fry me and take my money.
Yeah, radioactive 5G pendants. But I don't know how like what the material was in them.
I worked seasonally in the mall for 3 years.
Sweet brag, dude.
Doing what?
Piercing ears.
Okay.
You're welcome for
pagoda?
that little nugget at the pagoda.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, snap. So I was fortunate enough to be there during the time frame of those like magnetic bracelets.
The balance band.
And it was the funniest thing in the world because they would literally be like, hey, let me show you this.
Oh,
like, get
those
on
were
one
great.
foot or
Amazing.
whatever. And they would like push the person, and they'd be like, all right, now, do you not know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Yes, but they would sell it they would literally like push the person and be like, whoa, see how you're off balance? Now put this band on, I'm going to do it
Put your other
again.
foot down.
No, and they would literally do the same thing, but the person's prepared for it.
Right.
You know, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, wow, my balance is better.
It was literally a silicone wristband with a hologram sticker.
Yeah.
And I
you
can't-
want to know how we know? Because we sold them.
But I
People
wish
would buy those. Like, hey, can you guys do these? Like, yeah, sure.
I
Like,
wish I kept some of like the material, like how they advertise them, like because they used to say all kinds of crazy stuff, like
So
these use
wild.
like these like harness like the magnetic waves of the earth to help
Right.
balance
5G
you.
technology.
Yeah.
They were probably radioactive too, for all we know. I don't know.
Someone I know that's very intelligent.
Yes, I knew a couple people
for
that got the
Yes.
bands.
Radium for everybody.
Yeah. It's just like, it's so wild to me. Like, you see what they're doing. And so I got to just watch it for, 3 months at a time. Like, wow.
Now
Okay.
you have all these Mediterranean like people that are on their like work visas selling like
Dude, that's
salt scrubs.
so terrible. Are they still in there?
Yeah. I was
I-
there recently with Lauren, and I'm like, don't look at the Mediterraneans. Don't look at the Mediterraneans. And like, you have to like look away, like walk past them real quick, because like they'll just like pop up and be like, "Ooh, try this face scrub," and boom, now you got something on your head. And then you're like
So-
roped into talking to them.
Basically, it's like modern day slave labor, and I
That's
know
the
that's not fair to
H-1B
say.
visa. That's how they do
Yeah.
it.
And which can be a good thing, right? I'm not.
A
I'm not
lot
worried
of
about
times they're
that.
just like, "Oh, you don't follow our rules. I'm gonna take your visa away, and you're gonna go back to the."
right. So
Country you came from.
they choose some attractive people sometimes, and so I started talking to one back in the early mid aughts.
One of the attractive ones.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Dang it, you got me. Well,
Dimitri was very nice.
yeah. So anyway, and that's when they started explaining what's going
Esteban.
on. And I'm like, oh, this chick's gonna want to get married because she wants to just skip all this. I'm like, yeah, that's not happening. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
they gotta work so much, and then you do something wrong, they send you back.
A lot of them are afraid to like, or don't know like the labor laws that we have, and are afraid to like speak out because of that.
Right.
Because it's like, oh, I don't want to go back to Russia where there's meteorites
Latvia.
and people are driving over other people on the highway, and so it's crazy.
I did. We had a book salesman come to the door one day when it was just an absolutely pouring rain, and
What books was he offering?
I can't remember, but it was just
What
like,
decade was this?
well, yeah.
2010, the early
Yeah, it was
aughts.
like-
Like
Yeah.
WandaVision, black and white.
No. This was
Probably
yeah.
an Atkins diet book.
It was like 11 or 12, probably.
Don't eat carbs.
Yeah, well, it didn't work.
They taste
But
delicious.
but it was like
Ugh.
it was super late at night, and I absolutely just like hurricane storming, and it was one of the most like it was a good. I was like, hey man, I'm not buying a book, but like, do you want to ride somewhere? And he's like, yeah, I don't think I'm allowed to do that. I'm like, what do you mean you're not allowed to do that? He's like, I don't know, am I allowed to like? Are you allowed to give me a ride? I'm like, what? Yeah, dude.
What
Like,
country did he come from?
some Eastern Bloc country. And so he gets his bike, and I was like, hey, just take the front wheel off so we can stick it in.
I've never seen a book salesman come door to door.
Oh, really?
Really? You've never had a painting
Never.
salesman come door to door?
And what?
I had, it was
Painting,
also like Eastern
yeah.
Bloc, and they were like younger guys.
No way.
And I remember they would. It's weird. Like they get busted into a neighborhood on a van. They get out.
Yeah.
They have like a catalog of like these paintings, and they're not originals. They're just like
Yeah.
But it's like home decor paintings that you can buy at like,
Really?
any department store, and they come and they give you like this spiel. They're soliciting.
Right.
It's not as common anymore. Like, but back in the day, there was a lot more like door to door. Like when the internet was still real early. Like, and then most of the time they just get you with.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a
man, if
sob
I just
story.
buy something, this guy's gonna
Right,
leave because
right.
people just won't go. Get off my porch.
I remember like the magazine subscription stuff.
Yeah.
I had that a few times.
Yeah, it's so
you
wild.
gave him a ride?
So I give him a ride home, and again, I'm just curious. I'm asking questions, and it was one of those like enlightening conversations because he's like, "Look, man," because I was like, "Dude, you're selling books. Like, you got to get a lot of people angry at you." And he's like, "This is a true story." He's like, "Listen, I hear a lot of no's. I hear a lot of aggressive people, but I'd rather hear a no in this country than a yes in anywhere else in the world." He's like, "I get them every now and then, and it's good enough for me." And I was like, I'm getting goosebumps right now because I was like, "Dang, dude! Like that's an awesome outlook." I drop him off to a home that has like 15 people living in it. And he's just like, I'm going to make it one day. And I'm like, yeah, you will, dude. You're out there doing stuff that most people won't do. So you're right. You will. You like keep doing it. Keep accepting that. And I was in sales at the time too. And our job is the easiest sales in the world. It's all hot leads, people like actively wanting the product. Like we don't do any cold calling or anything like that. It's people actively wanting the product. And I'm like, if this guy can ride around in the rain on a bicycle, like I can certainly ask someone for the sale when they call in asking for the product we're doing. Like it was crazy. Like,
It's a shame y'all's like courtship didn't work out.
Seriously.
Yeah, I introduced him to Dimitri though. So, but I like those conversations, and that's why I like, when I travel, I like going to these little small towns where you can talk to people and hear their stories.
I just would rather not talk to
That's
them
my
on my
favorite part of
front
traveling.
stoop.
Yeah,
Let me hear about your country and your country.
yeah.
Not on my front stoop as you're trying to sell me something. Please
That's
leave.
fair.
But at that place, I don't care what origin you are. You can be down the
Bingo.
block or
Yeah.
on the
Right.
planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I'm probably in my pajamas. Leave me alone.
Yeah. So are you? You're a small town. Like you hop in and go to the local joints. Is that your?
Well, I mean,
well.
more like I've traveled. I've been to Europe a few times, stuff like that. But anytime you get a chance to have a conversation with somebody and learn something,
Yeah.
before,
That's one of the things I like.
especially different perspectives.
Yeah.
Right. It's one of the things I like about traveling alone, like on the bike specifically. The bike is like, because I'm not as outgoing as people would think. But usually when someone sees you in a small town, you pull up, they're like, what are you doing? Where are you
Right,
at? Where are you coming
yeah.
from? And then that's when you kind of just start talking. One of the coolest places I found in Utah one year was this guy was like, rode up on his four-wheeler. And I'm going to say this in like a country accent because in my mind that's what it was. He's like, hey, man, where you from? And I was like, from Florida. He's like, you like swimming holes? And I was like, I sure do. Yeah. No, I was like, yeah, I
Is
absolutely
this Utah slang or
Funny
did you mean
enough-
that literally?
Funny enough, I stopped
Well, you
in this
better rest
town
up.
because it was called it's called Beaver, Utah. That's why I stopped this town for
This story's getting better.
yeah. So he like directs me to this like random swimming hole that he's like, it's on the Johnson's property, but they're good with it, and it sure enough was. So it was one of those cool things. But
I'd be
small
more
town
more
conversation.
cautious of swimming holes like in Utah because you're like, is this like a geothermal spring and I'm gonna get boiled
Right.
alive?
Oh,
Because
it
there was like
was,
that one
yeah.
news story of the
Yeah.
guy that like
Yeah.
he fell into one of those swimming hole springs, but it's like
Cooked them like a turkey.
Yep. instantly
Next to
just
like 300, 400.
yeah. That one happened to be like it's basically a swimming hole over a volcano type.
Well,
thing.
this was a hot spring, and it was like 102 degrees.
Yeah,
or
I
something
don't
like
know.
that. It was nice and
Did you beat the Johnsons?
yeah,
A couple of them?
yeah. I'm gonna have to choose my words a
Yeah.
little bit better. So I
Was it-
introduced him to Dimitri.
I was going to say,
yeah. It's gonna keep coming back around to this.
Well, that's fine.
I think that's a T-shirt in there.
Yeah. So I can, it is crazy that we're in the year of our Lord 2021 and people are buying radioactive pendants.
5G pen. Well, you gotta. The 5G like made its rounds as like absolute crazy conspiracy, and I think a lot of it had to do with like the vaccine, And at first I didn't know if it was a joke or not.
Well, there was
and then I
concern
started
about-
like.
Well, in
Yeah.
England, they were ripping them off the buildings. Did you see any footage of that?
Yes.
They were actually
Yeah, I've
climbing these
seen-
skyscrapers and like ripping
And
them
removing
off. Yeah.
5G towers, but like at first I thought it was one
Trying
of
to
those.
figure out
things-
if I want to put my tinfoil hat on or just.
but I
leave it on.
at first thought it was just like people were
Talking
just
about
joking.
peer-reviewed
Right,
journals.
Like,
Yeah.
5G's causing the
Right.
virus, and then I saw footage of that, and I
Right,
was like,
yeah.
oh my gosh, it's not a joke. People actually are like scared of 5G and think it's like giving you
So,
all kind of health ailments.
It's funny though that, dang it. See,
Dude,
don't talk
just
about
get
this
into it.
stuff.
Radio waves are very complex.
It's just so funny what we choose to like. We'll talk about things that have happened in the past that involved the CIA or FBI or whatever. And we're like, yeah, they did this, all this nefarious stuff.
Yeah, they gave a bunch of people LSD, and
And
a guy
then-
jumped out of a window. That
Right.
was CIA sanctioned.
And
Definitely.
now we're like, guys, you're crazy if you think anything's wrong going on in the country.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, like, there's been plenty of evidence to like prove, and I'm not saying that you should believe 5G causes COVID to flare up or anything like that, right? But I am saying, like, what do you expect? We've seen all the evidence of these like crazy nefarious stories
Big
going
condition
on,
at this point.
and you see just flat out lies across all of the news outlets, like.
as a veteran conspiracy theorist, see, the government's already tested the 5G on people. On a small group, and then they rolled it out. It's just like with all of the other like diseases and ailments and like drugs that they've done. They do it in a small group, a bunch of people die probably, and then they kind of roll it out en masse.
See,
Pfizer.
brought to you by those commercials are kind of sickening to see.
I love all the side effects. Like any pharmaceutical commercial, the side effects are always
Right.
way worse than the ailment.
Right.
Like,
The
go for it.
antidepressants are all the number one side effect of most antidepressants is suicide.
Suicidal thoughts.
Suicidal
yeah.
thoughts. Like,
Yeah.
we're like, ugh, that's
Why
I don't
am I
get
here?
that one.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
May cause diarrhea, upset stomach, internal bleeding. Your legs will fall off.
Questionable discharge.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
But you won't have itchy, watery eyes from seasonal allergies.
Is your eyeballs melted out of your ears?
Yeah, right?
I think every medicine should be presented with the placebo study as well. Like what?
Yeah, I want to see the baseline.
Right. What's the baseline here? Because they have to,
What's
and it's
glucose do to you?
right. If they're gonna be able to post, or show commercials, they should post the side effects. But to be fair, it should also show here's the baseline compared to placebo as well, because.
Well, they say I think it's ibuprofen is just as effective at getting rid of like a headache in clinical studies as a placebo, like sugar pill.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's but then again, with a headache, that's pain. Pain is is like constructed by your mind. Pain isn't real.
Right.
So it's one of those things where, like, if you think
that road.
if you think that what you're taking is going to help your headache and you believe it enough, like, then your mind is just going to trick your mind into not hurting anymore.
So you do know about nerves.
I just learned this episode about 20 minutes ago because of you. Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's one of those things where you think it, and
I think everything out there should be presented with the side effects. When we act like things don't have side effects, it's like, okay, now this is gaslighting. This is like, national level gaslighting. We're gonna do this. So give us all the baseline of everything. Like, tell us what the placebo effect is. Tell us what the the medicine effect is.
See that with
And let's
politics
choose.
and food too.
yeah.
Politics and food. Yeah. Well, I
Campaign
mean,
donors.
the thing is, yeah, we're
yeah.
What is this going to do to my stomach?
They should be like
Right.
NASCAR. Like, you just have
Yes,
all the like
absolutely.
patches on your
I
your
thought that's
suit
in senior year
jacket.
of high school.
It's just gonna have all of your brand patches on there, and you're like, oh, I see NRA really big
Right.
on your chest and right next to Pfizer. No
Right.
wonder we're pushing this
Yeah.
bill through.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, okay, I see the
those
BP.
are the easy ones.
Exxon
Yeah.
and solar panels.
Right. Yeah. Those are the easy
And then you
ones.
see the ones you're like, isn't that your wife's company? Like right across your back? Like,
No, or really, what you're going to find out is that it's the same company on both sides,
19
and it really
subdivisions.
right, and it's the illusion of choice. Damn it, it's the tinfoil hat again.
yeah.
I had a high school teacher that had an actual just the Senate where it was the major. It was like the top 10. Company,
Yeah.
and it was
It
was all across the board.
Right, typically speaking-
they spread that money. To everybody.
Yeah, the left and the right candidates they're still the choice of someone else that
Absolutely.
you get to pick from. Dang it, I don't know. Let's pull at your questions before
Oh.
I go too far.
Well,
off the
is it
rails.
time to have our guest spot come on?
Yeah,
for
it's
sure, you got it.
15 till.
Oh, it's 15 till. Well, welcome to our guest interviewee, Will.
Hi.
Will.
It's good to have you here.
We're actually going to do interview
Are we doing the
questions
questions?
today.
Yeah, we've prepared some questions for you
Numbers just
Now I'm
shot up,
nervous.
to get to know
Now I'm
Will.
nervous.
So
All right.
I wrote these out. This is my Will interview questions. See what I did there is I blended
really hard on
two
that.
words together. I wrote this by hand. So
I can see it through the paper.
this is one that we like to ask people to get to know them better. What is the largest land animal you think you can beat up in a fist fight?
That's a great fucking one. I would love to beat up a kangaroo, but I know they.
No, that's not what you want to beat up. You might have like beef with a kangaroo.
I-
you
Will's
came
got
to that. You're
beef
like,
with
I don't know what
kangaroos.
happened between you and a kangaroo. It's
would
like, no,
love
the
to beat
largest
up
one you think you
kangaroo.
can
Total
win.
tangent, but I saw a guy rescue his dog from a
Yes.
kangaroo.
Oh,
Did you see
yeah.
that video?
Straight clocked him too.
Great.
He, like,
so
points
like
to
in my
the
mind, I
kangaroo.
want to be that guy protecting my dog. I thought about that walking my dog the other day. Like I want.
Well,
to
yeah,
I'd-
red kangaroos and brown kangaroos.
If we're talking like straight logistics, probably a raccoon.
no,
Oh, wow.
what?
Yeah.
That's the
It'd be a battle though.
no. That's the biggest you think you
That's the
can
most honest
beat up?
answer I've gotten on that question.
It's
I
not
love
about
that.
the size.
No, it's about
tenacity.
size. We
This
wanna know
guy,
the
he
largest
thought
land
he
animal.
thought he
Is
could
it just
beat up a
mites?
full-grown bull giraffe.
I can beat up a full-grown bull giraffe. I will
I
fight
hate
a
you guys.
giraffe.
You will not. A giraffe would murk you.
I could
Oh
probably
my
pan
god.
a small hog if I had to. You know.
You went from raccoon to a hog?
I mean,
Yeah.
if I had to.
We're talking hands.
My
Yeah,
guess was
that's-
panda bear. I could beat the crap out of a panda
Why would
bear.
you want to?
Because it's
No,
a
it's
large
not a
animal.
want.
It's
It's not a
Staying there
want.
It's
might
not
as well.
one. It's the largest land animal you think you could win against.
Right.
In a
That's
fight.
a weird pissing contest, but I'll play along.
Okay,
And
so
you think it's a hog?
Maybe.
You went from a raccoon to a
I
hog.
love animals. Though. I don't really want to.
we'll stick with hog.
Okay.
I'll do hog.
All right. Hog it is.
As a surveyor, I went in some weird places with hogs. You know,
You
think
surveyors
about it.
like you climb in people's yards all the time.
I don't know what's scarier: people, moccasins, hogs, or
Moccasins.
cars.
Always water moccasins.
Yeah.
By
I
far
think
water
when moccasins, people, cars.
Yeah.
is where I would put
That's
it. Yeah.
that's fair.
If you were a brand, what would your motto be?
Try some.
Try some. That's what he says to them pigs right before
Yeah.
they fight.
Yeah,
Try some.
Come try some.
How many baseballs can we fit in this room?
Ooh. 500,000.
500,000.
That's my guess.
That's a pointless question because
Yeah.
it's just like,
We don't know.
I mean,
Just like everything
I think
else.
you're going to
hard
be
to
that
verify.
loading?
what music would you choose to play every time you walked into a room?
Seinfeld theme?
So here's the thing about the
Checks
Seinfeld
out. I
theme
can see that.
is it's not the same.
What?
The Seinfeld theme is not the same.
Is it like
per
jazz?
show. Well, yes, it's like jazz.
I just like that bass line.
but it's a bass line, but the bass line is not the same.
Is it not?
It changes for every single show.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to
Well,
go
then I
back and watch
definitely want that because
It's-
it would always be fresh.
Right. It's it's one of those things that
learned
it
something.
sounds
Thank you.
mostly the same, but it's not actually the same.
Jesse,
Really?
fact check that.
Yeah.
it. Is he even on?
Yeah,
Where's
he popped
Jesse?
on earlier.
Jesse?
He popped on earlier.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he actually is calling you out and says a hog would wear you out, Will.
Yeah, hogs are wild.
Try some.
You
Try
went,
some. There you go.
went wild on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I found out that they make like swords, like Gander Mountain was the thing,
Yeah.
I walk in there and I'm like looking at the knife case. I'm like, dang, they got swords here. Like, what is this? Like the mall? And then it's like hog sword or something. And I'm like, that's a thing? I looked it up and it's like, yeah, that's a boar sword or
I
something.
still want to
Boar?
do a.
Well,
Oh, I know
Yeah.
that, but I didn't know that they actually make like legitimate like short swords that hunters buy when
Yeah.
they're boar
Right.
hunting. So like, I just think it's crazy. It's like
Because they just run, they'll kind of spin around and they'll do that run up on
to
you.
me, I'm like, them people that go out hog hunting and they get close enough to use a boar sword. I'm like, you got some cojones.
Yeah, to me, I want to do a hog hunt because I'm not a big
With
hunter and
spears.
I want to learn. But no,
Yeah, I
the
want to
thing
do Lord of the Flies if we're doing
Yeah.
it.
that's like
Full jack.
bullfighting.
No,
But
you got to earn it though. Like none of this like sitting in a tree stand,
No.
baiting it with corn for
Loincloth
over
and
6
bamboo.
years.
What
Yeah,
did you just do with your hand?
bait.
I'm not doing any of that, dog. I'm not earning it that way.
Try something.
Yeah.
No, but I see like the people that do choose to use the swords, and it's all very
It seems messy.
Dylan Roofy looking people. Like they look like, hey, can you not let that person
the media
kill
has a
something?
term for those people: lone wolves.
Yeah. They look like people that shouldn't be killing things with swords. Like it's never like it never looks like a masculine thing to me. It looks like you're just practicing, and that makes me uncomfortable.
Ugh. Yeah, so like part of me is like with hunting is just like there's the ones where you just shoot it from far away, and the other one is just like you go out and do it like old school caveman style, where you actually have to. It's you versus that animal because there's that chance that animal might just kill you.
I think-
In which case,
That only really works with hogs because you're not like
yeah, deer ain't gonna do that.
Yeah,
Deer's just gonna
like-
run away. Like they're designed to do that.
Most hunted animals, they're not gonna like stand their ground and fight.
A giraffe would.
And lose.
Bull giraffe.
You would not win against a giraffe.
We're gonna find out
Says
one day.
Matt.
When virtual reality gets really
Dude,
good.
I've seen them giraffe fights and hard
Yeah.
pass.
You've seen highlights of giraffe fights, okay?
I'm not gonna. Of course, I've watched the highlights of giraffe fights.
Right. Well, it's like when you watch the
First
highlight
of
a
all,
boxer,
there's no channel you can go and watch the non-exciting giraffe fights. It's not like that.
because
The only ones online are the highlights.
PR is doing its job, and they want idiots like you to think that they're dangerous. I will knock a giraffe out. All right. Here's the thing: when you watch like YouTubes of boxers, it's
You
always
dumb
the
as hell.
highlights.
He died on this.
I'll
one.
get them.
Oh my gosh! I looked this up with Jesse recently. It costs about $35,000 to buy a giraffe. As soon as I win that lottery, I'm buying a giraffe, and you guys are fighting.
I don't want to kill a giraffe.
No,
I just
not killing,
wanna
just
prove
fighting.
you wrong.
Yeah, it's fine. Who's the fifth person on your missed calls? I'm gonna call somebody
It's gonna
out.
be dangerous.
Give me 2 winks with your left eye.
See.
Basically, anyone that calls me is
Jeff Jarrett. Not
Got him.
surprised.
got him. Oh, old Jeffy
Little
J.
local celebrity.
Yeah,
All right, what question are we on?
it's you.
Oh,
got
this
the
is
list.
a great one. Speaking of fighting and fighting animals, would you rather fight a chicken every time you get into a car, or fight an orangutan once a year but you get a sword?
Orangutan.
Yeah, me
There could be
too.
only one.
Me too.
Chickens are raptors.
Every time you get in a car, you have to fight a
That's a
chicken,
lot.
though.
Yeah,
that's
that's a lot to deal with.
exhausting.
I
Yeah,
get in
once
my
a
car,
year, you
like-
can think about it. You can strategize. You can.
I mean, orangutans are big, though. I mean, even with a sword, that's
yeah.
gonna be a tough
Yeah,
fight.
Yeah.
Like I would
focus.
dread that, but
That's
I
a
think
lot of
I'd be able to
training.
get it.
They can rip
It'd be
your
better
arms
than the
out.
chicken, though.
You can rip your arms right out of your body.
Are they that strong?
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
Haven't you seen Planet of the Apes?
I don't think that's a documentary.
It's close enough. It's based in fact.
Movies aren't real.
Some
based in
some
fact.
are. There's that one that like took 12 years to film. That one's kind of real.
What do you think about when you go poop?
World peace.
That's very
No, it's
lofty.
It's, I think I don't know if I'm like anybody else. I kind of go through. It's usually in the morning, so it's what's my day gonna be?
Oh, wow. That was a very honest answer
Yeah.
for a very dumb question.
Well, that 2 hours of sleep. This is where we're at. You know.
Yeah,
I'm getting
well,
it
we
straight
appreciate you
honestly.
coming here with 2
Yeah,
hours of sleep.
no
And
problem.
you were like the earliest guest, too, ever.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Dude, that's
For-
probably the first time for me being like that in anything.
Well, like we talked about, like when you get 2 hours of sleep, you're going to either be ridiculously
Oh, yeah.
early from the
Yeah,
8
yeah.
alarms,
Right,
or you're going to be
right.
crazy
Pure
late,
adrenaline right now.
running in at the last second. Next question. I can't even read my own handwriting. What's the highest number you've ever counted to?
It'll probably be in the 500.
Really? When were you counting
Maybe.
500? Like, I want to know.
As a kid, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably did that.
I counted
At
to
least
400
once.
and like 30 something once. And
Yeah.
that's when we were on the
I mean, I'm
motorcycles.
thinking like 8 to 10, somewhere in there. I probably
Yeah.
did something like that.
I tried to do it as like a way to keep awake.
It
Driving
was
through
probably
like,
something like that, or like in a
it's a
car
terrible
trip.
idea. It was when we were
Yeah.
going through Alligator Alley, driving the
We went to
motorcycles
Key
down
West
to
one time.
that. We were going to Keys too.
That was the longest car trip up
Shoot.
to that point in my life. I did. I've done California and back. I've done Detroit and back, but
Yeah, that's.
Why'd you go to Detroit?
that's where I bought my dog. Actually,
You drove up to Detroit for a dog?
yeah,
What kind of dog?
Puggle,
No.
A what?
a puggle.
Pug
So it's
Beagle.
like
It's like a Harry
Pug
Potter
Beagle.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a Hufflepuff. Yeah.
So how did you find this?
It was actually a friend of mine from college. His dad had a litter, so I
Okay.
got it half price, and I got a couple friends up there. So
That's
two
cool.
birds, one stone.
Yeah, that's well. Those are the best kind
Took
of
my
trips
sister.
anyway.
Yeah, it was
They're
actually-
like, why are you here? Like, I'm here to pick
It's
up a
funny
dog.
that ended up being the last road trip I did with my sister. Just the
Oh,
two of us, so
really?
that was really cool.
That is cool, man.
Sucks you had to go
She
to
got
Detroit,
married
though.
not too long after.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's,
I've never been, so.
It's an urban hellscape, but it's beautiful.
That's all I see in line is like it makes me want to go, though,
It's got,
because.
well, they put a lot of money into, I think, like around where the stadiums are and all
Okay.
that. But you definitely see like buildings with trees growing out.
Right.
yeah, I've
That's
seen the
a real-
pictures
it's a
because like
mix.
people will
Yeah.
put like these photo dumps
Like,
online,
yeah, I
like
saw them, like, Time or
photographers.
whatever it was,
Yeah,
and then you're on the highway and you actually pass by these.
I'm always trying to like figure out what's going to be that next city that does that. You know, like that used to be like a huge metropolis. You know,
Yeah.
big jobs hub, and then just down to nothing.
well, it's crazy because like Detroit at one point, it's like
it's massive.
yeah, that was like they were building all of our
Yeah.
cars like in the turn, like mid-century, like it was this huge
that and the
hub.
steel industry, like they
Yeah.
kind of went out hand in hand. I mean,
So when I see like these beautiful,
That whole
theaters
area
and
was-
stuff like
Steel
that,
industry is still strong. It's just not coming out of America as
right,
much.
right.
Yeah, so I'm always thinking like, what's the next industry? What's the next Sears going to be? You know,
Right,
like
yeah.
I still
'cause
can't believe Sears is gone.
Well, speaking of that, I mean, I was gonna, speaking of Christmas with retail and all that, like
Yeah.
I used to work in retail too, and like this is the time of year you hated because you
Right.
knew for 3 months it was
Yeah.
going to be people tearing your flesh apart
Right.
spiritually every day, and now that's a total shift even before the lockdown, but now you definitely see
Well, no, I don't know.
now. Is it still bad out there?
There
I've
was
avoided
5
like the
cars
plague.
waiting for a parking spot at ABC. I had to pick up something at just in the parking lot of the mall, and I'm like, oh, there's not a single parking space
Yeah.
here at all. Like
That's good
it's packed everywhere right now. And I was thinking about this. I almost sent you a suit the other day because I was like, man, it's an expensive suit, but it looks nice. But like, I'm gonna spend $500 on a suit that I can't see, touch, and feel. Like
Yeah.
I do want that retail space to go check
That's
that kind
where
of
the
stuff
difference
out.
comes in for
yeah.
me too. There's certain things you want to be there and look at it and make
Yeah.
sure that's what you actually want,
So
especially
I-
something like that.
I think
especially if you're like me and you're weird shaped. Like I gotta
Right.
try that thing on, otherwise it's not fitting.
I'm either
At
large
all.
or extra large, and it's usually arm length for me. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I'll get the cuff up to here, and it looks like
Oh, that's
shot
why
at.
you
They-
want to fight an orangutan. You got those long arms.
Got the
Gotcha.
reach, man. They just call me Spider Monkey
Starting now, they're going to continue to call you Spider Monkey.
as a servant.
Will Spider Monkey lose because he used to like climb up things or something, or just 'cause he
Yeah,
had long
that was the
arms?
guy they sent in to climb the fence.
Yeah.
Yeah, get up there. Yeah.
That's why you're.
He was the climbing
I
guy
was-
of the friend
I
group.
was either the
Yeah.
lightest, the youngest, or
Right, the dumbest.
the lowest.
Every
on the
friend group
Yeah.
has them. Like someone's got to get the boomerang
Yeah,
off the roof.
Yeah. Well, in my friend circle, I wasn't really that guy, but definitely in that job, I was.
yeah.
Why do you think 11 isn't pronounced 1T1? It's a tough one. The government. That's
Okay.
fair enough.
Blame the
Let's
I
Let's end it on a good one.
I only have one question
Some
left.
bureaucratic.
It is a good one. I saved the best one for last.
I hope so.
These are
'Cause
serious
these have sucked up
questions.
until now.
Can we hear your best dinosaur noise?
Yes.
Perfect.
All right. Thanks for joining us. We're going to end on that actual note. I hope you guys have a happy Christmas, a Merry New Year, and a beautiful
Happy Christmas.
2022. Happy Christmas.
Hubbard.
Thanks, guys.